Like, share, subscribe on all platforms. You know what's going on. What's going on? Another episode with Coach Cloud. With Cloud Nine Talk. My bad. I'm a little tongue tied. Cloud Nine Talk podcast. You feel me? It's the one and only Coach Cloud, Coach Blau, Scooter Vandross. He used to be called Scooter once upon a time. But that was a different lifetime ago. Let's get into some college basketball. Arkansas. Yeah. Arkansas beat Vanderbilt. They beat them pretty good. They beat them pretty well last night. Beat them by 20. Vanderbilt started off to a 16-0 start on the year, second year under Mark Mortensen. But Coach Cal said, nah, not today. Start to finish, though. They put up Arkansas put up 90-76 on Vandy though, but Tyler Tanner had 28. That boy had been hooping though, 28 and 7 assists. So shout out to Tyler Tanner, first team all SEC for sure this year. I'll say that for sure. NC State beats Clemson in overtime on the road. Clemson got that first loss in 9 games. They started off SEC play undefeated, hot, red hot, and NC State they got one of their best wins of the season so far. So they Will Wade went to his old stopping grounds and got that dub and Clemson. So first quad win. Maybe this the win that can keep the NC State Wolfpack rolling and really get it going. So that'd be interesting to see how that goes. St. John's beat Seton Hall last night. They was down 15 in the second half. So we're gonna see how Seton Hall getting a lot of media attention now. And let's see how they, bounce back, man. They've been taking a couple L's on teams, giving them their best shots. They've seen the Maui when they beat NC State, and hey, they should have beat UConn too, So Seton Hall, they can't be slipping up too much. They're gonna miss the tournament now. So, St. John's 5 in a row. They getting it done. So let's see how they can battle against UConn down the stretch, It's about to be February. It's the month before March. This is March Madness Eve. So this is where you really need to be playing your best basketball into March. February, this is really the last month of the season right here. As far as, for some teams. So, you better get your Kobe's, your Giannis's, your PG's, your Melos, whatever you play in. You better get the hooping now. LaSalle. I said, LaSalle beat the UD Flyers 67-64 at home. Shout out to LaSalle. Once when I was at Fordham, LaSalle hit up 16 threes on us. So, that's a tough place to play in Philadelphia. They got redecorated a new gym. Well, I can't say a gym. They got arena. They got arena now. So, they, hey, Darren Nichols, first year coach from Radford, he doing the thing, man. So, shout out to them. That was a big win for the program, first year coach at LaSalle. What's up with the Flyers? They gotta do better, They slipped into you can't be listening to LaSalle. That hurts your at large bit, because you gotta win NCAA, you might have to win the 18 tournament. You can drop a couple more games like this. So hopefully Coach Grant, get it together. They shot like 3 for 26 from three or something like that. Hey, you can't win a lot of games. You got St. Louis, George Mason. They only lost one game one year though. And St. Louis is top 25 right now. They just beat Duquesne at home. So, hey, Duquesne, try to give y'all some players, Hey, don't pick up my phone and answer my text. That's all right. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. Maybe the next school. But anyways, Dayton gotta do better. Come on. Come on. Let's get into the mid-major player of the week since we're talking about mid-major basketball. Shout out to Cruz Davis at Hofstra, averaging 22.3 points, 5 assists, and 3.5 rebounds. Man, senior year, shout out to Coach Pauly, Speedy, Coach Speedy, NBA champion, Speedy Claxton. Coach DePauli, man, stay humble and hungry, man. That's the first thing he told me on my job at Fordham. He was my one of my head coaches at Fordham, interim. So man, shout out to the OG, man. They doing the thing, man. So hey, we're gonna see. It get real interesting though, man. Like I said, this mid-major play, you got guys like him going off, 5 assists, getting buckets, rebounding. That's a ball player right there, man. He making players around him better, man. So shout out to Cruz Davis, man. You can be, man. You probably you be a two-way player, man, or something like that, man. Like if the way you playing the game, y'all winning too. Hey, man. Shout out to Hofstra, man. Mid-major player of the week. Let's get to the mid-major freshman of the week. Allen Graves, Santa Clara, playing with my guy Sash G. Happy birthday, Sash. You know, he had 37 points a couple weeks ago versus Loyola Marymount. Put the college basketball world on notice, and not just the basketball world, the college basketball world, the whole world on notice with that performance, you know. So, expecting big things from him down the stretch as well. Cloud Hoops Consulting had career highs, messing with us. Anyways, man, he had averaging 10 points and 7 rebounds on the season so far. But the last 5 games, he's averaging 15 points and 10 rebounds. That boy been hooping freshman year, man. So, shout out to Allen Graves, Santa Clara. They looking like a real sleeper. They lost to Gonzaga, but they beat St. Mary's this past Saturday. So they really got a strong chance of making the NCAA tournament. Only lost to St. Louis and Arizona State. New Mexico. So all those 2 teams, all 3 of those teams, legit though. So hey, the only bad loss is Loyola Chicago. That was early in the year. They lost got like 5 losses on the year so far. So hey man, I heard saying that. Got Allen Graves. I like Christian Hammond, Elijah Maul, Theory Daniel. They got some ball players, man. They got some talent out there, man. They putting out NBA players too. So shout out to Santa Clara on that, man. Let's get into the teams of the week. Teams of the week. Kentucky. Shout out to Kentucky. Them Kentucky boys been hooping, man. We've been talking a lot of down on them. They've been battling injuries in and out the lineup. The boys been showing them that they about that Kentucky bluegrass, man. So shout out to Mark Pope. They got 4 in a row. Sometimes they be on their deathbed coming down 18 at LSU, coming down 18 at Tennessee, back-to-back games, and got one off buzzer beaters though. So shout out to Coach Pope finding a way to win, man. Got Cam Williams. He's out for the year now with a broken foot after yesterday's game versus Texas. But hey, they find ways to win. So let's see who next steps up, man. Hopefully Jasper Johnson gets his shot to really go crazy. But I like Colin Chandler though. I'll take over and this is Abermeen. Those guys combined for 60 points yesterday, over 60 points as a trio. So that's the way they're gonna have to keep going like that. Kansas, them Jayhawks, they've been hooping. Shout out to them Jayhawks. They been getting it done. So I gotta show love to them, man. They with Derek Pearson, they find ways to win. They beat Colorado, Iowa State, and they looking like a well-oiled machine. They got Trey Carroll, Melvin Counson, Bryson Tiller, and Flory. They doing the thing, man. They finding ways to win, man. Just gelling. And sometimes it all takes about a couple games to get used to playing with a high level of talent. Call him Kobe. They got to chill on that Kobe comparison with BP. But man, BP he a killer though. So shout out to Kansas Jayhawks. Get well soon, Bill Self as well. Texas Tech, beat BYU, man. We called it, man. We had Texas Tech winning that game. They got a big game versus Houston. We're gonna cover that, talk about that game a little bit later today. But Texas Tech, JT Toppin and Christian Anderson and Jalen Paney and Lawan Watts and Coach McCaslin, they trying to get to that Final Four, man. That Final Four sleeper right there, man. So Texas Tech, I like them. They can sneak up and win the Big 12, but they got Big 12. It probably is one of the best conferences this year. I will say though, you got Arizona, number one, still haven't lost a game yet. Kansas, Houston, BYU, UCF, Iowa State. That's 16 right there to make it to the second week of in the tournament. So I'll probably miss another team as well. But shout out to the Big 12. Miami, Ohio. Shout out to Peter Suter. He could have been mid-major player of the week too, for real. He gonna be next week, just off the stuff he been doing. That boy had 32 back-to-back games, man. Back-to-back overtime wins, man. Versus my guy Daniel Freitag at home on Saturday. A couple of days later, they went on the road versus a good Kent State team. So they find a ways to win. They 20-0 for a reason, though. Shout out to Coach Steele, man. So the Miami, Ohio, welcome to the team of the week. They're gonna move up them rankings, man. Just keep winning, man. George Mason, We talked about them a little bit earlier. They killing it as well, man. They only lost one game, so everybody knows it to win. St. Louis, same way. But check this game out. I was looking at my, doing my research, my due diligence, and all that, yada yada yada. I seen the last game of the year for these two teams is George Mason at St. Louis. Ooh, that's gonna be a good game right there. Don't mind my hair is a little, hey man, it's the winter time. That's gonna be a good game right there, though. I'll tell you on that one. Hey, give me St. Louis in that though. I think St. Louis gonna win an 8-10. George Mason good. Well, they probably get them in the 8-10 tournament, but I like St. Louis. They're the best team in the conference for sure. Corey Mincy though, he's a bucket though. Tony Skid, he's killing it though. Kevin Willard disciple. We'll see. West Virginia. Shout out to Ross Hodge, Coach Ross Hodge, Johnny Still, Andre Shaw. They doing the thing, man. So shout out to West Virginia. They looking like they can be an NCAA tournament team as well. And let's see how that goes, man. Big 12 is like I said, it's a tough conference. See if they can get some pop off the big dog to beat Kansas. So let's see if you can beat Arizona at home or BYU. So let's see. Georgia, they found a ways to win. High scoring team. Mike said, got them boys hooping though. Got hey, keep turning that coach around in Athens and basketball. Football. Kirby Smart got that locked down. Get that basketball jumping too as well, man. You got good facilities, good NIL down there. So shout out to Georgia. Shout out to Coach Mike Smith. Nebraska, 19-0, put the beat down on the Washington. So Nebraska, Coach Holberg probably might be National Coach of the Year between him and Travis Steele. And shit. Also Tommy Lloyd at Arizona too as well. So man, hey, we got to talk a little bit more about Arizona. We did earlier this week, earlier in the year, but they ain't lost the game yet. So keep doing your thing. UCLA, they took a tough one to Ohio State. Ohio State been hooping. They've been hooping. Shout out to Coach Diebler, Coach Walsh, getting it done for the Buckeyes. I went to the UCLA and Ohio State game. That was a good experience, man. I wanted, my one of my bucket lists to see all the blue bloods, all the top programs play. And shout out to Coach Walsh for the last second tickets. And literally last second, can't even say last minute, so last second, hit them up. Hey man, trying to get to the game. Got me together, man. Good seats. And I'll show a recap on that later though. But shout out to the Buckeyes, John Mobley and Bruce Thor, one of the best backcourts in the nation. I said it, nation. Even in the world for real, outside the NBA, man. Them guys is a tough duo. And Devin Rose, well, can't forget about Devin Royal. So, shout out to Buckeyes, man. They're gonna be a good, nice team. Nice team for sure. Let's talk about Providence. They've been getting together too. Shout out to Coach Spoon, one of my OGs. He's been killing those. Kim Ingles. They find their ways to win. Iowa, Bennett Stents, first team all Big Ten, first round, maybe a lottery pick, man. From D2 to Big Ten. He's killing. He's a ball player, man. Point guard, can do it all. What can this man not do? Shoot, pass, rebound, play defense. And shout out to Texas A&M. Them guys, they find a way to win, man. Bucky Ball, Texas A&M, College Station. Welcome to Bucky Ball, man. Yeah, also a great start at SEC play, man. Only lost one game. So hey, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the top games of the week. OSU versus Michigan. It's gonna be a dogfight. Give me Ohio State in this game, man. I think John Dealer need this win, not just for himself, but just for Buckeye Nation, man. Just to let them know, like, hey, who the big dogs is. Michigan, they ranked top 5 all year. Oil machine. A lot of people thought they were going undefeated. But hey, man, I think Buckeyes got something to play with, man. Just come in there, play hard, low turnover game, take care of the ball. Hey, whatever happens, happens with that. So I like the Buckeyes in that game. Upset alert. Houston versus Texas Tech. Give me Houston in this game. I think Houston gonna wear them down defensively. I think it's gonna be a tough one for JT Toppin though. You got Tugler, the Trees, Chris Sinek. I think it's gonna be a dog fight for those guys. Kingston Fleming and Christian Anderson gonna go at it, but you got Miles Uzan and Daniel Sharp on the redemption team, redemption tour team, whatever. This is a redemption team for Houston though, because this team can win it all too as well. So I will say that, man. So I think that's gonna be what I really think that's the best game of the week so far is Houston versus Texas Tech down in Lubbock. So let's see how that turns out. Illinois versus Purdue. Purdue just lost to UCLA Tuesday night. So, give me Purdue in this game, though. I think they go regroup. I can't see Purdue losing 2 games in a row, especially in the same week. So, I like Illinois, but they've been hooping though. They've been winning about 6 games in a row, maybe 5 to 6 games. I like Purdue in this though. Tennessee versus Bama. Now, in the previous episode, we talked about Charles Bianco. He just got cleared eligible to play. He played 2 years at Bama. Last time he played was 22, 23. Now he's suing the NCAA. Got a restraining order or something like that. Got a judge in Bama to clear him to play Saturday. So, this is the new landscape of college basketball right here. And, let's see how this works out. He has a hearing on the 27th of Tuesday, January 27th, that Tuesday. So we'll see if he's cleared to play the whole year. But, welcome to college basketball. So this is the new landscape and era of we're not seeing the Dr. Dandies take over. We're seeing overseas and grown men and Z League guys. And hey, this is what we signed up for. People want to pay to play. This is what happening. Education is out the window with this one. So hey, we'll see how that goes, man. Tennessee, give me Tennessee in that game just for doing that though. So I like Tennessee that they need that juice back. All right, Auburn at Florida. Hmm, Auburn need this game. They really do though. This game probably can get them in the NCAA tournament. But give me Florida though. Florida been hooping, man. Boogie Flan, Xavier Lee. I was talking trash on them earlier this year. They've been hooping. Boogie Flan cut off the dreads. New year, new me. Hey, y'all been hooping. Y'all been bought. Hey, y'all been killing. So I got to give y'all flowers on that though. So shout out to Todd Gowers turning around. Miami versus Cuse. Miami just took their first loss recently though. In ACC play. They started a year off 15-2. So Cuse need this game too though. So this game, both these teams really need this game for real. So I give me Cuse in this game, man. I think Miami gonna take a step back this week and regroup. So yeah, give me Cuse. Cuse need this. They lost to Boston College. Can't lose to Boston College. Just lost to Virginia Tech. So Red Archie, you're on the hot seat. So we're gonna do a hot seat show soon, pretty soon in the next coming weeks though. So hey, gotta do better. UNC versus Virginia. I think this is the sleeper game of the week. Woo. This game right here. Give me UNC, man. I know Virginia feeling themselves under year one of the Ryan Odom, grew up in Charlottesville. Yeah, give me UNC. They just put the beat down on Notre Dame, 91-69. I think UNC going about to turn the cover though, for sure though. Corner, I mean, not cover. But if you were better, hopefully they cover for y'all. Hopefully. Iowa State versus Oklahoma State. I think it's a trap game for Oklahoma State. I mean for Iowa State. So hopefully we'll see. Oklahoma State need a big win though. They lost to them a couple weeks ago, beginning of conference play. Nova versus UConn. That's a Big East, old school Big East heavyweight. Kevin Warrior need this win though. Give me Nova. I like Nova in this game, man. They need this. I feel like Nova got the better guards too. So let's see how they play, man. I know UConn 17-1, the big dogs for the Big East last couple years. But I think Kevin Wood making a statement coming back to the Big East. He back home. He beat him at when he was at Seton Hall. So I like Nova, man. Bryce Lindsey, Ace Lewis, y'all got this. Virginia Tech versus Louisville. This is an underrated game right here. Give me B Tech in this game, man. I know Michael Brown. I know Ryan Cowell, Sandra Fool, Woolley, McConney, whatever his name is. I like B Tech. I've been watching a lot of B Tech games this year. And we're gonna close the days out with the mid-major top games of the week. Yeah, we're gonna close out the man major. These are the teams y'all need to look out when y'all filling out your brackets. Seeing like, man, who is these teams? Troy, Georgia Southern, Bowling Green, Toledo, Memphis, Portland State, Idaho, NKU, Bar State, FAU. Hey, we cover it all. Troy versus Georgia Southern. This game right here is a Sun Belt heavyweight. Both teams at the top. Give me Georgia Southern. They lost to Troy lost to Troy was in overtime versus underwhelming Old Dominion on the road. So give me Georgia Southern in that game for sure. Though. Shout out to my guy Theo Singh though for sure though. He's a bucket getter. Had 24 and 12 that game. Bowling Green versus Toledo. Give me Bowling Green. It's gonna be a high scoring game right here. Bowling Green's been I think they're one of the best teams in the MAC right for sure. So they're gonna get their ball rolling for sure and try to get that seed in. For the MAC tournament gonna be interesting. I will say this the second MAC game. This the first is at the two MAC games of the mid-major top games of the week. That's how hard this conference is though. So it's been some big games. Oh, you had Miami versus Kent on the road. Yeah, Akron versus Buffalo, and hey, this MAC conference ain't no joke. I've been trying to say it. This ain't no joke. Memphis versus Wichita State. Give me Wichita State. And Memphis, they got to get their Penny might need a fresh start, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I know you from Memphis. Shout out to Moneybag Yo, Black Youngster, Pooh Shiesty, he just got out. That's just Memphis rappers. But let's see how that goes. Portland State versus Idaho. Portland State is undefeated right now, and we'll see versus Idaho. They got some big size, so see if they can keep it rolling in the Big Sky. I like that. Northern Kentucky versus Wright State. Wright State took a loss to Cleveland State at home. A shocker. Cleveland State, Rise time is gonna be interesting as well too. So we'll see how that goes. FAU versus USF. That's gonna be an interesting game. FAU, they've been putting a terror out, man. So I will say it will be interesting to see how this goes. Give me FAU. USF been playing pretty good basketball though. Illinois State versus Belmont. Give me Illinois State in this and then Missouri Valley Conference. And this is gonna be an interesting game for sure. I like Illinois State in this. Akron versus Ohio. This is a rivalry right here. This is underrated right here. So I like this game. Give me Akron in this, but won't be surprised if OU won at home. Would not be surprised. It's a tough place to play in the Combo Center. So shout out to the Zip, shout out to the Bobcats, former Zip alum. But those are the top games of the week. Mid-major, you cover it all, man. We don't just cover the big boy. We cover the small schools, the mid in between schools as well. Pause. So like, share, subscribe. We're gonna come back every week. We're gonna cover it all. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe.